Vibe with it, vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it, vibe with it, vibe with it.
Hi everybody, I'm Radical Colossus, and I'm here today to talk to you about materialism. The materialist conception of history, materialist philosophy. It's basically anything that happens, all the changes of society have a material cause. Something causes them to happen, whether it's economic or, well, it's usually economic. Ideas don't change history. History changes ideas. So if you go to current situation in the Middle East, you go to ISIS, the SSILS, then you'll find people on the news saying, oh, these crazy Muslims with their Muslim philosophy, they're perverting Islam, they're reading the Quran wrong, and that's why they're doing all these things. They're motivated by their religion. But that's a really lazy way of looking at the world and explaining things. That's like saying, oh, why did that guy kill so many people? He's crazy. Well, why is he crazy? He's just crazy. He's a crazy person. That's why I did it. So ISLSS, the reason that they sprung up is specifically, I'm not going to go too much into it, but after the American invasion of Iraq, they put the Shia party in control of the country, even though the Shia was a minority, and the Sunni Muslims were getting treated wrong because the Sunni and the Shia are in different economic positions in the Middle East. So the Shia was committing all these massacres and terrible things to the Sunni, and the Sunni's response was to create a radical group that chooses terrorism as their means to an end. But if you try to explain it by saying, oh, it's their crazy ideas, their crazy religion, that's why they're doing all these things, it's intellectually lazy and it doesn't explain things. If you want to understand what's happening in the world, what's happened throughout history, you have to look at the material causes. Why do we live in capitalism today? It's because feudalism could not sustain itself. Landed property started being less important than industrial property or production of goods. So, of course, the economic system changed from feudalism to capitalism. That had to happen. The material causes dictated it. It's not that Adam Smith sat down one evening and said, you know, it would be a great system. Capitalism will produce things and we'll sell them to each other. Holy shit, this is great. I gotta put this down and tell everybody. And then everyone signed up and said, oh, this is a wonderful thing we should do. Lazy, stupid way of looking at things. Adam Smith didn't create capitalism. Karl Marx didn't create socialism. Socialism is just the next logical step looking at the material conditions we have today. Capitalism cannot sustain itself. Capitalism is dying. So the next logical step is socialism. Capitalists cannot use these monsters that they've created for the benefit of all, and they need to. Small entrepreneurs, inventors, and businessmen, they created these industries 100, 200, 300 years ago, and they were operating them in a way that suited the world. They were using capitalism to create things, to make things better, to deliver things that people need to people. And now it's eroded to the point where they can no longer manage it. It's too big for one man or a group of men, the board of directors, the CEOs, the stockholders, to make decisions for this huge industry. It's no longer feasible materially, and it's not serving anyone. So the next logical step is to move from this dictatorial way of doing things in an enterprise to a democratic way of doing things. Not only because it's morally right and it will benefit everyone, but this necessarily has to happen. The economic situation makes it happen. There is no way capitalism can continue on its course. Socialism has to take the reins, or nothing. That's our choice. Socialism or barbarism. We can watch things fall apart, or we can build things back up. That's our choice. Those are the material conditions that we live under, makes that necessary. Marx didn't sit down with his quill pen and one day come up with this grand idea of socialism. What Marx did was talked about, this is why things change. This is probably what's going to happen next. And I think that's proven true. The Communist Manifesto is not a Bible that people cling to and try to change things according to their ideals. The writings of Marx simply articulate a process that has been going on through history. The means of production, ownership, has changed in such a way throughout history to logically end at this one step. That's what materialism is. Marx was neither God nor prophet. He described something that happened, and I'm not trying to change the system based on what he wanted or what I want. I'm saying that that necessarily has to come about. Which doesn't mean that individuals don't have to work for this. Individuals have to push it forward and make it happen. But it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, we're looking down the barrel of a gun. So that's a pretty short intro to what materialism is. I'm Radical Colossus. Subscribe to my channel, I guess, if you want to. Atheist Wanderer, he's cool. Subscribe to his channel. The links will be right here. See you later.